Welcome, guys, to another international esports racing. This is round 20 at Brazil. Now, the second is actually called Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, but commonly known as Interlagos. And my co-commentator, as always, is the ever amazing Carlos. Carlos, how are we today?
Doing great. So are we saying hello to ourselves now, guys? Is that what we're doing? I don't know if you caught it. You said welcome all guys.
All guys, did I?
Oh guys, I swear you said guys, bro. I swear you did.
Mate, it's my accent. My accent is terrible. It's probably the second worst accent in England.
I swear you said guys, but that's not the point. Hello guys, welcome to Brazil.
It's one of those circuits I love commentating on it, but I will never want to race it ever again.
Really? I love racing Brazil. It's always entertaining one way or another. I mean, battles going into the straight onto turn one, and fucking freaking going side to side and stuff is just so much fun.
Yeah. It's I think one thing I don't like about it is that you don't get that opportunity to really get the battles in between them in the middle sector. It's like it's always at the final straight or that straight going down to the lake descent.
That's true.
A few little comments. So we got Thierry saying hi, hey Gaz. Obviously Thierry's missing off Carlos there. Come on Thierry. Is he going, hey boys, Carlos and Gaz back together? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dream team. Definitely. We are the dream team when it comes to assists because we covered everybody really. We got Dixie Umbra who's saying hello, and Thierry loves my accent. Oh, Izzy, love you guys. Oh, thanks Izzy. Oh, feeling the love right now, guys. Feeling the love. All right, so like you said like that you really do love this circuit. Is there any part of it that you love more than the rest?
I personally think I enjoy racing the first sector the best. However, on track that's my worst, like time wise. Sector 3, I don't know what it is about it. I get a really good flow through it most of the time, unless I'm getting a tank slapper, which does occasionally happen, but for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we've got a couple of times up already. So we've got Freedom on 107.6 and Japo on a 108.2. Josh Bacon on 108. Oh, sorry, Josh Bacon on 108.2 and Japo on a 108.5. Now I reckon these times can tumble down a bit more. I think they've got a bit more in them. As
yeah,
Phoenix,
100%.
Phoenix puts a 107.8. So what time do you think? What time would you get if you were racing around this roughly?
Honestly, guys, I haven't raced in Brazil in a while. I would say maybe a 106, somewhere in the 106s.
See, the 106 is a very good time around here. Now, probably one of the best times I've seen was a 104.2, and that was a while ago. But
I don't remember what my time is here.
Fun fact from Izzy: she hates this track. So the official name for the track is Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, named after a Brazilian driver from the 50s and 60s, if I remember rightly off the top of my head.
You sure it's not named after me?
Is your surname Pace and your first name's Jose? Not really. Carlos is a middle name. Is it?
No, Carlos is my middle name.
Carlos is your middle name, so is Jose your first name?
Yeah.
That could be named after you then, mate. It could be.
I'm just teasing. Continue, sorry.
It's all good. Well, I'm going to have to do a lap rundown, and I am going to start. I feel like I should butcher. I feel like I'm going to butcher the corner names, but I think it's well deserved, really. So who do we jump on board with? I'll tell you what. We'll wait until.
I think the
Someone.
closest is Wild Gamer. I think might be the closest
Yeah,
at the
but
moment.
these are all either on an out lap already, or on on a fast lap or an in lap. Now I don't want to do Vedran because he's a little bit quick and there's a lot to spiel out when it comes to the corner names. So I'm thinking I might go for a slower driver such as DXD Hobo when he comes back out.
Yes. Wait.
So because he's going into the pits
Yeah.
now, he will definitely come back out. So Bo with a time of a 106.9. So that is the times that we're starting to look at really. And Bo is a quick driver.
100%. I know Jake Saber also, who's still in the pits. He's mighty quick. We got Josh Bacon, who I remember from our previous tiers. He's a great driver with one of the best names on the grid. We got Liam as well, who last week for a cool hour of the race I called Claim.
I can see it. I can see why. It's I can't, SCFC. Now, what football team would that be?
Let's see. I don't know.
It's so, oh my goodness, it's going to play in my head now. It really is going to play in my head. Salford City Football Club, Liam. Salford City, could it be?
Might it be Stoke City?
Oh yeah, or the yeah. You got could be Stoke. Oh, so
Could
like
be Stoke.
we've got Hobo going. Oh, there's no game sound. Okay.
I believe you could do a lap with Freedom if you wanted to, guys. He's approaching. I know he's a bit quick of a driver, but
he's just finished his fast lap, and he gets a 107.4, so doesn't move up, but doesn't prove his time just. You know, I've got Hobo. Right, we'll do the lap rundown with Hobo because he is on an out lap and he's got going for sector 2 right now. We've got Nevo Solid F1 race, love it. You know what, I didn't even do nothing really. I just went back up and down on the thing, and for some reason my game doesn't allow the sound straight away. Mart Mina is asking who's reserve and who's in the tier 2. We'll get to that in a moment because I'm going to go through do a lap rundown with Hobo, and we'll then go with the Constructor Championship as Hobo is on the start finish straight, heading up, and his lap starts now as we head into Estocena, which is turns 1 and 2. I am trying this in Portuguese. And then around Curva do Sol, which means Curve of the Sun. This is where everybody tends to make the most overtakes, is this part here. It's the second DRS zone. Into Descenda do Lagos, which is Lake's Descent. That's turns 4 and 5 for you common folk out there. Onto Ferradura, which just means horseshoe, which is it's basically a U-turn. And onto Laranja, which means Little Orange. Into Pinheirino, which means Little Pine Tree. It's just trying to get them out. Into turn 10 of Bico do Pato, which Duckspill. This is probably the slowest corner of the circuit, I do believe. As we then go to Mergula, which is dive. And then coming into the quick section of Juncal, which is junction. Into Cafe, which is just named coffee. And then up into Subida dos Boxes. And then Ariqua Bancados, which the last 2 corners means up to the pit and bleachers. So I do apologise about the pronunciations, but yeah. And I'm just reading the comments. Oh, we got I've done a lap down on Hobo, and someone said in before Hobo crashes. That's a good point. That Hobo does tend to crash quite a bit. So Hobo did change from Red Bull in Tier 2 into the Ferrari in Tier 1. So let's bring up the championship standings. Right. So, with only 2 races to go, in the lead is Samad with 261. We've got Amar Singh on 245. He's in reach, but because he's got a broken throttle pedal, I don't think he'll be racing. So Samad is basically effectively the winner. Jake Bedford in third with 172. Actually, do you know, I think these are not the right ones.
To be honest, I don't really know. I haven't really.
Oh no, they are right. I think it's because Jake and Bo did not race last week, so they didn't improve on their points. It just looked too familiar. So Bo's on 171, so battle there for third between those 2 drivers. Matty Smith on 101. We've got Jake Anthony on 89. Christopher Lubin Japoa on 77. We've got Pedro Diaz Rapold on 67. We've got Daniel Budwell on 56. We've got Liam Towie, the one you call Claim, who's also on 56, and his teammate 1 point behind is Ralkio with 55. Jack Foster Phoenix on on 49. We've got Tizian Hartman on 48, and Michael McClay on 47, so that's not human. That Elias is on 36. We've got Kieran McClay Freedom on 28. We've got Vedran, who is on 26, and we've got Dan Wyers really low down at the moment in the Ferrari 15, and William Hunter with 7 points. So still to score points is Jack Stegall. So if you didn't call the names out, so we've got Ghost, I believe, as a reserve. I think Josh Baker's come for Tier 2. I think Umbra's come for Tier 2 as well, and Molotore is a reserve. So quite a few reserves out there, and these times have got so much better now, haven't they, Carlos?
I'm sorry?
It's alright. These times have got so much better now, as you can see.
Oh yeah, 100%. 106.495, 106.73. Bo and non-human really close to each other. Is that? Oh no, sorry. I was reading the times wrong. I thought Vedran's times were glitched, but no, 107.068. Yeah, some really good times here. Jake Saber, I'm not sure if he has some type of penalty.
I was just on it now. While you were talking, I thought I'll quickly get Bubble Rock in. Bubble Rock's actually one of those drivers. When he's good, he's really good. But hopefully I'll be able to find him. Maybe he's hiding in a bubble.
Maybe he's hiding in a bubble underneath a rock.
Or maybe he's hiding in a bubble disguised as a rock.
Ooh. Chat, what do you guys think?
Yeah, go on, give it. Answers on the postcard, guys. Answers on the postcard.
Sam Cole asks, what's the strat here, guys? What do you reckon the strategy here in Brazil?
Don't race. I'm joking. There's it's don't do an Arian spin, or there is. I would like to say a medium soft to be safe. The hards are terrible around here, but the saving grace with the hard tyres is that if you're in front and you can defend on the long straights, they're not going to get past you on the corners.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'd agree with you here. The mediums are pretty good tires here around Brazil. I personally enjoy using them from what I can remember.
Absolutely.
We'll see if there's any carnage going into turn one. That's always something you need to keep an eye out for during when you're racing at Brazil.
A little tip for these drivers who are still getting to grips with performance around Brazil. It's the corners work best if you do a late apex into turns 8 and turns 10. Get late apex, it gives you the better exit and a better speed to go through. But the other corners are pretty much standard. The racing line that you see on here is not the best racing line. It is the calculated racing line, so it's the safest and smoothest option, but not necessarily the quickest. So it's one thing I do. People have to realise with the game when they're using a racing line, what that actual racing line actually means. It's not like GT Sport, which because it's GT cars, that racing line is the best racing line. F1 cars, every corner has multiple lines, so it all depends on how your driving style is really as well.
Agreed. Guys, I'm looking at the cockpits here really quickly, and I'm on DXT Matty at the moment, and I'm just looking at the steering wheel, and I just don't like the Renault steering wheel at all. I think it's too oval shaped.
It actually looks very similar to the Discord emblem.
It does, doesn't it?
I look at that and think about those the ghosts from Pac-Man.
So yeah, go ahead.
It's very different from all the steering wheels. A bit like the Williams one. I think the Williams one is the best.
Really, I think I dislike the Williams. Whoa! As Ralkio goes right into a wall, I was just going through the excuse me, hiccup through the drivers, and I just saw him put in the wall. But I think the Williams steering wheel is probably worse than the Renault steering wheel. I think it's probably the ugliest in my opinion.
The thing is that, right, you gotta think, if anybody's out there who's actually driven the Citroen C4, right, they'll understand exactly what I mean by this, right? You have you have something in front of you. If it keeps moving, your eyes are never steady. Whereas that little screen, because it's stable, your eyes are actually quite good. And did I just see a flicker of rain?
Yeah, I see it on Japoa's screen right now.
Yeah, because that's what I was on Japoa as well. I was looking to say, but like the reason behind the design for this wheel was one of the engineers said that the turning inertia of a lighter wheel is much easier than one with a screen on it. So that's why they basically they had that screen taken off and put it on the cockpit. But also your eye, because if you're turning the steering wheel, you don't want to be looking at your steering wheel and looking at what gear you're in, or checking little details while going around the corner while it's on an angle, because your eyes are never then focused straight. Whereas if it's on a screen in front, attached to the cockpit, you're looking at that and you can see over the cockpit. So it's better that way. It's better for your eyes. And the C4 drivers will actually understand the same thing with the lighter wheel. C4 wheels are so light compared to other car wheels, steering wheels, just because the fact that the center part of it stays still, and it's just the wheel goes around. It's light. It's a bit. It's one of those things that a lot of people disagree with it, but I kind of agree with that idea. But I can see why people don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would say my favorite steering wheel is definitely the Ferrari. Ferrari steering wheel for me is so gorgeous.
I can agree with you on that, but then the Alfa Romeo one is actually quite nice as well.
Yeah, they look fairly similar in their own respective ways. I don't know if it's the buttons that I like on the Ferrari or just the layout of it, but I really also like the Alfa Romeo. I just think the Ferrari has something about it that just gives it just a notch better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something about the Ferrari. It's iconic. Now, I'm not a Ferrari fan. I'm far from it. But Ferrari's one of those things. If I got given a Ferrari thermal flask from someone, and I
Your
loved
little
it.
care
I love
package.
it. Yeah. My little care package. I still have no idea who sent it to me. I still don't. I'm trying to work out who it was, and I've got it down to like a handful of people, because it's someone who knows I like F1 and someone who knows where I live, and that was the two caps that I've had to. So I've whittled it down to a handful of people.
Okay, that's it.
But we're going to run through the times dead quickly. So Valkyo, Bo, and Non-Human 1, 2, and 3. Vedran 4th, Non-Freedom 5th, Rappold 6th, Ghost 7th, Anthony in 8th, DXT Matty in 9th. We
And
have
everybody else will find out
Hobo
soon.
in 10th, Liam in 11th. We have Wild Gamer in 12th, Josh Bacon in 13th, and Phoenix in 14th, if I remember rightly. We have Chapoa in 15th, DXT Umbra in 16th, Molotore in 17th, Jamie in 18th, and Jake Saber in 19th. And still no Bubble Rock. Alright, I've had to go back a little bit to get that. The last few then. I remembered up to 16 because I read them all, and then as they're on the screen, so I had to go back and get the rest of them. But is Bubble Rock in that list now? Oh, Laquito Jaja's in there now.
He is.
So
I'm trying to find Bubble Rock, but I think he's still hiding in his bubble.
If Bubble Rock would have got the invite, but I think we've got 20 drivers right now. As we are going on to we've got full grid now.
Guys,
So
we have a full grid.
we have a full grid.
It's a blessing.
But it's a full grid round Brazil. What a race this is going to be.
Oh yes, as the Alfa Romeo and the Haas have a late takeoff on the formation lap.
Well, it's Valkyrie, isn't it? Valkyrie is basically on, sod it, I'm just going to fly around this. I don't care about my tyres. Alex Boniface, full grid wankers. Thanks, Alex. I'll tell you what though, me and Alex had a little chat last night about some random things. Yeah, I think he now knows a little bit more about me and my past. A little bit scary because it might mean that he might blow me up to the authorities.
Oh.
Not as bad as it sounds. Just throw that out there.
Interesting.
I know it was a bit of military past I was talking about. He knows a few little stats.
Guys, should I ask about this pole dancing that Alex has brought up?
Pole dancing. The pole dancing. I can't talk about the pole dancing. I really can't.
Yeah, I still want to know about the pole dance. Guys, I didn't know you were a pole dancer. I'm gonna have to hire you sometime soon. Not for me, of course.
Yeah, well, the pole dancing it was a bit on the side, if you get me, and it was all a bit of fun. Yeah, I used to be able to do a backflip onto the pole, but if I slipped, it wasn't good. So we are forming up, ready for the race. So what are you expecting? What lap do you reckon is going to be the first safety car?
Oh, right now. Right now.
Straight away. And I reckon it's going to be lap 2. I think people are going to be cautious. You're going to go straight away. Let's see. As we 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out. And away we go. So, oh my goodness, why would you do this? Code, oh, you're saying our Codemaster's ruined it on me. As everyone's, oh, we've got Ghost who's gone sideways. But then, like, everybody's kind of jostling around. Still no safety car.
Not quite yet. Clean so far.
Yeah, where are we? Where are we? Wait, it's Bo's in front. So Bo's in the lead, followed by Ralkio. So great move by Bo to hold his head. Non-human up there in second. Redran in fourth. Sorry, non-human in third. Redran in fourth.
And a safety car. We have a safety car.
Oh my goodness, you jinxed
Molotore
it.
and Liam.
No, what happened there?
I don't know. On my screen, they're on the bottom right.
So it's down at tier 5. So Lakes Descent. That's actually quite a tough corner to have a crash on.
Interesting.
That is actually. That's actually. It is, oh, exactly. I do think that's your catchphrase. Interesting.
Interesting?
Yeah, it's the way you say it as well. It's like, interesting. Interesting.
It's something I tend to say a good amount of times, as Molatore's car is still there.
That's not Molatore's car. That is actually the safety car.
Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Interesting. That's a safety car. Okay.
See, this is the issue with the dots being very similar colours. But yeah, Molotore was going to try out that strategy of ours, and then as a little bit of contact, the racing point was stationary car, and racing point was stationary, and car moved out of the way. I couldn't react to hit him. Okay.
Unfortunate. And just really quickly, I'm looking at the position changes. DXC Anthony dropped down a total of 8 positions, and Ghost dropped down a total of 11. But I do believe they might have pitted. I might have. Yeah. So Japoa, DXC Anthony, Jake Saber, and CES Ghost have all made a stop already.
Yeah, it would have to happen if they made any contact. It's a circuit you can't afford to lose any downforce.
I'm just looking now. I believe everybody started on softs except for Josh Bacon. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like everyone but Josh Bacon and Molotore also started on the mediums.
Yes, you are right. So Josh Bacon, I would say, has the advantage here, being in the mid-pack racer right now. He will get a few places. I reckon he can fetch a few points. Now I'm going to read the little thing that DXT Herbo sent out. Due to the England-Scotland game yesterday, the Brazil race at TTFL was postponed. So instead of moving both races a week later, we've moved the Brazil race to the week following Abu Dhabi. So we'd have our season finale at Brazil, which for us is a better ending than the Snorefest that is Abu Dhabi. But it also means that I do my drinking game at Brazil.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I've attempted season finale. I'm going to be doing shots. I'm going to do a shot bingo, basically. So I'm going to write down 10 things that might happen on the on track. If they happen, then I'll take a shot for each one.
Shots, everybody.
That song is lethal. As the safety car is due to go back in now. Bo is actually really packing up the group here. I would have thought the safety car if the safety car was a late call then about going back in. So Bo didn't get the full distance to slow everybody down, and he should hit it very soon. As he does, there it goes. And this, he hasn't really shaken anything. Non-Human's probably got the best out of that, but has to give away to Valkyrie going into turn 1, following into turn 2. This is going to be a nice battle between the 3 front drivers, but Bo is making a bit of distance already. Non-Human needs to make this move happen very soon because he's going to be held up by Valkyrie.
I'm just going through the drivers. Look like everybody made it out fairly safe and sound out of that safety car restart. Everyone's still really bunched up together at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see Non-Human sliding a little bit through the corner, and once again he seems to be struggling a little bit with the grip. Maybe not. Maybe a setup issue there. He might be having, but he was sliding a little bit through the curves. So far, no one's pulled away quite yet.
No, and we haven't even given it a weather update, have we? So we don't even know if it's going to rain because those clouds look very heavy.
Yeah, I do believe Jake actually did mention that it was clear weather. However, with this, with the cloudy forecast at the moment, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I have seen many occasions where the game says clear, and then we do see some drizzle occur.
Yeah, to be honest, I do love a transitioning race. So like where it just either starts dry and it becomes wet, or it starts wet and it becomes dry. It makes the whole strategy go out of the window. So
100%.
So let's have a look. We've got Jake Saber now. Jake Saber is, where is he? He's in 13th at the moment. He looks like he is keeping tabs in with Jamie in front, but he's also lost DXD Anthony from behind a bit. So DXD Anthony is actually out of DRS. So Jake Saber here is at advantage right now.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the penalties. I don't know if you were able to watch our replay, guys. Last week we nearly had somebody disqualified off of penalties. I believe they were at the end of the race with 25 total seconds of penalties in Mexico.
Well, that's the thing. In Mexico, it's quite easy to pick up 1 or 2 penalties, but so if you're picking up that many penalties, something really seriously gone wrong. Either they're being a dirty driver and
and there's a
Phoenix has spun round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round.
Guys, getting a little bit more comfortable in the commentator's booth. Okay, I hear it. I hear the notes. Maybe not the right notes, guys, but I hear them.
No, I can't sing. Oh no! Well, I tell a lie. I can do a very good Chuck Berry impersonation.
Might have to hear it someday.
Oh, it's not something for young people's ears, I would say. Anybody knows Chuck Berry's songs? His live performances were very blue.
No clue who you're talking about, but for sure.
Veterans on the move.
Veteran going on the outside.
Oh, I thought he might have made that move happen, but the switchback doesn't work at this corner, but the double switchback might. And here we go, is it side by side, round turn 3, sorry, into turn 4, and Veteran does make that happen now. Non-Human, who was right on the tail of Valkyrie just a couple of laps earlier. I'm quite surprised he's actually lost that much ground to allow Veteran to catch up.
And I don't know if you want to watch Umbra right now, going side to side with Wild Gamer at the moment. He's going on the outside. Little bit of contact. Wild Gamer does spin a little bit, able to make it stick ever so slightly, maybe. Yeah. Well, and now he's side to side with Jamie.
Yeah, well, Wild Gamer is at home on the grass. He does race lawnmowers in real life, so maybe he's happy. Oh, no.
Oh, and in the bin. He's gone into the wall. We have another safety car.
I was actually on board with him at the time. Right, he was side by side with Jamie. There was a bit of contact, wheel to side pod, and Wild Gamer lost it.
Oh no. And CES Ghost with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And we're definitely going to be seeing everybody start to go in for the pits now, I would assume, right? Those who haven't pitted.
Yeah, you are right on that. You've got people have decided to jump in the pits. Like, so you got Bo, Not Human have gone in the pits, Valky's in the pits. So a lot of people's jumped in, but you've got people still out like Freedom, Rappold, Dixie, Matty, Jake Saber, Jamie. These could be staying out because their teammates are in the pits.
And you know, all of these drivers here have decided to put on the hards. Those who have pitted, except for Bo, Hobo, and Phoenix, they've all decided to go for mediums and softs. But with the way this race has been going, everybody's been tightly packed for the past couple of laps. It wouldn't surprise me if we see another safety car, which is mental to say, but it wouldn't surprise me considering how close we've been for the past couple of laps. And you know, maybe I might say as my controller dies on me.
I was just like, again, this has just completely gone out. Is he still alive? It's just like completely out. So carry on. Go back about 5 seconds to carry on.
Apologies, my controller decided to die on me. But as I was saying, maybe putting on the hards, considering how close the pack has been. I mean, it could work out if they are able to make it to the end. However, maybe it might have benefited them to go on mediums, I would say, like DXD, Hobo, and Bill have decided to do. What do you think?
See, I'm with you on that. Media is like, at the moment, I don't see the hards going all the way to the end effectively. They can do, but it's not going to be effective compared to a medium soft from now on. A lot of people might be going for a soft, medium, soft, which is the strategy I would have went for if I'm starting the soft tyres. So this safety car here might have just actually enabled that tyre change work a little bit better for them. So I'm going to say that Hobo is going to be moving up a few places after the safety car goes back in.
And 2 safety cars already. I do believe our record was 4, if I'm correct.
Alright, and DXD Hobo is updated. Jeff just said rain in 10, but it was clear earlier.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
Now this is the issue, right? If you ever been on the race and actually looked at the monitors that Jeff is actually looking at, if you're in the pits, have a little look, really look and see what Jeff is actually looking at. He is looking at the stats for Monaco.
Yeah, you went on a rant on this earlier in the season, I believe.
Yeah, Monaco. So he comes out, oh yeah, rain in 10, but early gave you a clear. Well, what weather forecast is he watching? Really, come on, Jeff. I want to see that. I want to see an updated pit environment. A non-human done something that I don't completely agree with, as there is a bit of wheel to wheel, and I think veterans lost out quite a bit there. Oh, Japoa's gone the other way, and the Hobo's out. Japoa spun and Hobo just got collected.
No.
So Hobo is out. And this won't be a full safety car. No, because Hobo's car went straight off track completely. It didn't stay on track.
That's true. That is true. So, utter chaos in Brazil continues.
Yeah, it's now. I was on board with non-human, and I was flicking around between drivers, and I seen Chapoa facing the other way. And then when I looked back to see what happened, Hobo just collected him. Hobo was sandwiched between 2 drivers, and there was nowhere he could have gone.
sorry, I don't know if you want to hop on board with Valkyo as he's going on the outside into turn 1 at the moment. There's a little bit of a contact right behind Jamie. He will not have the DRS because DRS is not available quite yet.
And Dixie,
Jamie cutting.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's retired in the pits.
And Valkyo making a move on the inside, able to get it done. Bo right behind those two. He's also trying to see if he can get a little bit of fortune. Just was looking for the move on the inside, chose not to. Maybe the wise choice there, but a little bit of battle going on for P4, 5, and 6 right now. As Jamie loses it ever so slightly, Bo able to stop just in time to make sure to avoid any altercations there. Commentating.
Oh. Now Thierry's come out with a little statement. But this whole incident was caused by Valkyo.
Was it?
He overtook 2 cars before the green flag.
Oh, we might have to see some reporting done. That Jamie loses it a little bit, and yeah, he's pulled over to the side at the moment. Made a little bit of contact there with Bo, and that caused Jamie to spin out ever so slightly.
Well, that is a bit unfortunate, but like Bo really needs to get past Jamie quickly, so Valkyo didn't have the chance to
pull away.
Yeah. As Valkyo is slowly catching up with Jake Saber. Well, with the fact that Valkyo's let's call it driving habit was caught by one of the owners of the league, I am sure this is going to be severely looked at, and maybe a knock-on effect to him for future races.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm American, so I believe you're innocent until proven guilty, but from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like it's going to be all too good for Valkyo.
Well, it all depends on how the stewards and the owners actually look at it, and we'll leave it in the capable hands of theirs.
100%. As Vedron at the moment is right behind Freedom. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's just like it's quite obvious that when you're taken out because of someone else, a lot of drivers are going to feel a bit sore about it because it really does ruin a race. Now, I get it all the time when I'm racing. I hate it when you get one driver, it ruins your race, it puts you off for the rest of the day. So, guys, if you were taken out by someone, just try and shake it off, get back to your happy selves, because remember, it's just a game, and we'll find who these dirty drivers are, and they'll soon be demoted into the tier 3 leagues. As I say, even though we may not have a tier 3, but we should have a dirty driver tier.
We had a dirty driver tier. I know I might be in it.
Oh no, I think we should do it, and we get Ari to commentate on it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because Ari could be their proper spokesman.
We have Freedom currently maybe looking for a move on the inside. Never mind, not going to. Right behind Non-Human at the current moment.
So he's going to take his brother.
Oh, he does send it.
Do you know the thing is that's one of the worst corners to try and send it on. It's such a tight corner and it's like really slow.
Yeah, definitely not the right spot. Gotta be a little bit more patient, I think. Just hold up. You're gonna get the DRS. Just hold your ERS as well, and should be able to get close enough to make a move on the straights. But definitely don't want to be making a move there.
Freedom's got less ERS, so this is like non-human thing. But I would love to know which one of these brothers is the oldest. Is it non-human? Yeah, non-human and Freedom are brothers.
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting. Maybe a little bit of a rivalry going on here then.
Yeah, it's like the battle of the brothers. If like, imagine it's like if the younger brother wins, the older brother's gonna feel like they're being hard done by, or the little brother's been cheating and they're gonna beat him up afterwards. All fun and games, boys. All fun and games.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Oh, I was watching Madagascar with the boys, with my son. Yeah, this morning. He absolutely loves it.
One of the best movies I've ever watched in my life.
So we've got DXT Matty's recently pitted. He's back out on medium tyres. Now, I don't see these medium tyres lasting to the end, but it's. Did he have a set of softs on and that? Or no, was it? He was on another set of mediums. Let's have a look.
Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, we have 21 laps left in this race, and currently Rapple racing in P1 with 15 laps softs. I don't see why not.
It's like you the way I do is like the rule of 5. Basically, if a soft tyre could do 12, then a medium tyre will do 17, and a hard tyre will do 22. It's a safeguard. Obviously, it doesn't really match up properly when you go for the longer circuits, but the rule of 5, as there is a little bit of flicker of rain I can see in front of DXT Matty, so I'm hoping the rains start coming out and this will change the race. But yeah, with a soft, I do believe your hard tyre will go twice the length of your soft tyre. In theory. So
right,
this is the game theory, not real life theory. So you've got to think that the medium tyre is going to be somewhere in between.
Right. And really quickly, guys, Rapple Racing is gonna have to make a huge decision. I would assume soon.
Freedom spun. He made contact with Redran and spun. Now this is what I can see where Hobo's thought came from earlier about drivers need to have a little bit of a think of what they're doing, because that was easily avoidable. The contact should never have happened. I can't pin whose fault it would be, but that contact should not have happened. So we've got Redran now is closing into non-human. Now Redran is quick, but is he quick enough to be get himself into a podium soon?
I'll have to wait and see, but as I was mentioning earlier, Rapple Racing is gonna have to make a decision soon with this rain coming. Does he hold out to see if maybe inters are the right choice, or does he pit in for dry tires as Jake Saber now overtakes him from out of basically nowhere? Both of those two are really old soft tires. Ralkio now looking for the move on Rapple as well, going on the inside. Rapple tried to close him off, wasn't able to. A little bit of contact there, but still able to maintain the direction of the car. And now Ralkio up in P2.
Yeah, that bit of wheel bashing there. They pushing each other as far as they can, a little bit off track each way. But Ralkio does make a fair move on that. But would you say it was hyper aggressive from Ralkio making the move at that point?
To be honest, not really. I mean, I just didn't see him on my screen. I didn't even know he was that close. From what I saw, it looked pretty clean though. Maybe a little bit hyperactive, but
yeah, Jake's move was absolutely amazingly clean. No contact, swiftly got past. But Valkyrio's, because of the contact, it could have been done easily with a bit of aggression. As Bo it looks like Bo's going to lose out. Oh no, Bo's made the move on Rapples. Sorry. So Bo's done fantastic there coming into turn 1. This rain's starting to get heavier. So who's going to be the first one to flick the switch and go onto the intermediate tyres?
Well, that's my thing. I mean, I think Rappel is trying to hold off to try to make a decision and not pit from dries and then have to pit for wets later. But his tires are evidently getting away from him. I mean, he was in a pretty good spot, and now These three drivers were able to catch up to him like it was no one's business, honestly.
Yeah, it's those especially the front ones have gone off the cliff. The rear ones, because if you actually look at the rear tyres, they've got the double dark lines. And the double dark lines is a sign that those are over the cliff as well, but they look a little bit better shape than the front tyres right now. Because the front tyres, it's so obvious that they're
struggling.
That they are struggling.
As Ralkio looking for the move on the inside of Jake Saber, able to get it done. And Ralkio up in P1 now, as Jake Saber and Bo are right behind him.
So Jake Saber, how many laps has he done on those tyres?
He's on 17.
So he was one of the ones that pitted quite early. So he's pretty much doing a similar thing as Rappold. So he's hanging on until it has to go over to the wets. I think they're going to flip the switch now. Flip the switch, get onto those intermediates. It's Jake and Rappold have to do it. They have to make it quick and early.
I would say the same, but I'm looking at these floors and like they don't seem wet quite yet. You obviously see the rain. It's been raining for what, maybe 2 or 3 laps now.
Yeah.
But the floors to me still look dry.
It does look dry. It's like, but it's when the slip coefficient goes a bit lower than what you really need it to be, and those drivers are pretty much hanging on there by a thread right now. As 20 laps Rappold's made those soft tyres, so he could have easily done a one stop. Well, he still will be able to do one stop if it carries on getting wetter throughout the race. As Carlisle takes a big yawn because there's not much. As Japo is out. Japo is out. Why is he out?
VSC.
Japo is out. Japo has crashed on the start-finish straight up at turn 1. So this is where the switch can be flicked.
Jamie is going in to pit. So
Yeah.
is Freedom, and he's on 1 lap old tires. So I would assume he's putting on the wets here, right?
Oh, he's got to. He's got
No,
to.
it's Japoa decided to retire in the pits, and because he retires, he now has to wait.
No, Japo is already out. Sorry, Jamie.
Oh, sorry,
Jamie had a wing change.
Jamie.
Jamie had a wing change.
And now Freedom is experiencing that little pit stop glitch that we have in this game, and he's the first one to put on the inters now. And now we're seeing Jake Saber and Rapple. They both pitted as well. So it looks like the flip has been switched.
The flip has been switched. The switch has been flipped. Oh, I love it. I love it. You're like Curly with a bit more intelligence.
I would hope just a little bit more. Jake Saber actually put on some soft tires, so maybe the switch wasn't flipped.
Not for Jake anyway, but Rappold is on the intermediates. As you can see, all these cars just thundered past Rappold right now. Oh no! Oh, Dixie lost traction, slipped, and actually took a big chunk of wing off of Rappold. Oh no, is there any damage to Umbra? I can't see because the camera angle is giving me the wheel. Oh no damage.
No damage.
So,
Jake Saber currently right behind DXT Matty. Remember that Jake Saber's on those fresh softs, so this should be a theoretically easy move for Jake. As Freedom has retired from the session, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 1.
And now that would be the fact that Freedom's is pitted and retired in the pits.
And how about us having a full grid today? And with 23 laps in, we're down to 13 drivers.
Yeah, absolutely amazing how quickly. Non-human is coming. Oh, non-human. I don't know what's wrong with his tyres, but he's hit the inside wall of the pit, and he's retired from the session. Obviously, he's lost traction and collided with the wall, but this is another kettle of fish. This is now.
And you know what? Those drivers who pitted for the Inters, they've all either gotten off of them or have retired. So maybe the action of flipping the switch was not the correct one this time, guys.
Maybe not, but then they've just waited on 2 pits for absolutely nothing. So they've lost it, especially the fact that it still looks like the rain is coming down, and it still looks like that track surface is getting slippier. So you still might need to put a set of wets on in the last like 10 laps.
Yeah, and I believe Rappel was the only one who currently is still racing who put on the Inters, if I'm right.
You are right.
Maybe did Josh Bacon put some on as well?
No. Josh Bacon went straight onto softs.
That is right.
But
so
we can find that out.
Rappel, yeah. Yeah, Rappel, only one who's still racing who put on the Inters. We have a VSC at the current moment.
Wonder what that's
did we
for?
miss something? We have an Alfa Romeo parked on the straight line sector, if I'm correct, and it's now disappeared.
That would have been Jamie. Jamie's retired. Jamie must have retired in the pits.
Must have, but this is now gonna mean that Bo decides to pit for the medium lap tires, maybe in a bit of defense from Jake Saber, maybe. But regardless, this puts Jake Saber up in P2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jake Saber started at the back of the grid.
He pretty much did. Yeah. Well, he had the he was starting lower down. He started in mid-table, and he had to pit early on for a wing change. So he had to scramble from the bottom. So he could potentially get driver of the day from us for his stellar performance right now. But DXT Matty also needs a shout out for that his consistent performance today.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Saber with a total of 17 position gains. He's moved up 17 positions this whole race.
Yeah, Lakita Jaja, or Lakita Jaja, as it should be said, is on at 9th, so up 11 places. So we've got with the you got to figure like got to give it to the 9 drivers that have dropped out. So take 9 away from everybody's figures, and that's where their positions are really in theory, because
this virtual safety car is still out.
As Umbra is coming into the pits.
And what surprised me a little bit is Rocky decided not to pit. I believe he still has softs somewhere in there. He could put those on, which would help him in the rain, give him a little bit more grip if I'm correct. But also, I mean, his hards are already on 17 laps. Yes, he does have a big gap, but like he has the speed. So what do you think?
Jake Saber with
as Jake Saber gets drive-through penalty.
Oh my goodness, Jake.
It's the commentator's curse.
Yeah, the Fantastic Racing picks up that. It's an idiotic penalty, really, I would say, to pick up. Drivers are given that type of thing, and you've got to take extra caution, knowing the game punishes you heavily.
I'm so upset for him.
I'm on board with that. I'm a bit. I feel empathy towards him for that. So that will boost up a lot of these drivers. So we'll have DXD Matty in second. We'll have Valkyo may get a severe penalty, so DXD Matty could actually get given the win. After penalties applied, after what Valkyo did with the earlier instance.
Yeah, that is true. Guys, if you don't know, Jake Saber is actually a quite close friend of mine. So, so upsetting for me to see that he's had such a great race as Jamie leaves the session and Jake is going to decide to serve his penalty now. Yeah. Where will he fall down?
Probably in front of Josh Bacon.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be in front of Josh. He's still not too far out from the pack considering he's on those somewhat relatively fresh softs.
We've got Phoenix and Bo having a little battle here, heading into the little orange and little pine tree corners. We've got to the stage now of the race. There is not a lot of action on there, so we're going to be highlighting what we can see. So Umbra now hunting down Josh Bacon. So we have got a little bit of a quiet time now. So we had a little chat earlier, didn't we, Carlos, about the England-Scotland game?
Yep.
Are you up to date with the Euros, the Euro 2021 competition, or was it just that game?
No, I mean I've been watching a good amount. I mean, I would say I'm a relative football fan, but yeah, I mean, let's talk if you want to talk about it.
So which team's impressed you the most so far?
Italy, without a doubt in my mind, Italy. You know, I knew Italy would be decent at the very least, but I didn't expect how good they really are. I mean, the thing with Italy is they're not, it's not a star-powered team, you know. You don't. It's not a France or a Portugal where you have a bunch of stars in the team. Yeah, you have Chiellini, you have Immobile, you have Donnarumma if you want to consider him a star, but they're not anywhere near the level of Mbappe's, of Varane's, of Ronaldo's, you know. Yet they've been showing that they're a really solid team, you know. They're able to work well together. Everyone has a job and they know what their job is, and they work it out really well.
Well, I think the success of Italy is down to the fact that how good and how close those Italian players are together. A lot of them play for the same clubs. A lot of them play against each other day in, day out. That is a contributing factor, whereas you've got the England squad, which has probably the most home players in the competition. I think all but 2 of their players play in home leagues, but they play for rival teams.
Right.
And they don't see each other. They don't actually see each other play or communicate with each other as much as they do as Serie A do. So it's. I can understand why Italy has got that advantage over a lot of teams like England, and when you put like top stars that come from different leagues into one national team, it takes a while for them to gel, which is why teams like Portugal do fall apart in some games against teams like Germany.
Right.
Well, as we're speaking, we have a little battle going on. DXT Matty and Phoenix. So Phoenix has gone on the inside at turn 4. Tries to go battle with DXT Matty, but DXT Matty's managed to hold off. But Jake Saber is also in there for the battle. And Jake Saber is on those fairly fresh soft tyres there. They are getting a little bit old, I should say, actually. Well, how old are they getting?
Lap 8.
They're on lap 8, so the half-life.
Oh, and he's going for the move on the inside.
Phoenix gave plenty of room there to allow Saber to go through fairly unchallenged. Whether that was intentional or Phoenix miscalculated calculated his defence and went a bit too far wide, I'm not too sure, but he's lost so much ground already as Jake now is hunting down DXT Matty. So it's looking, it's quite safe that our top 3 is going to be Valkyrie, Redran and Bo. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say the same.
But we're gonna have a battle between Vedran and Bo up to the end of the race. We've got 5 laps remaining. Who would you say your driver of the day is now?
I honestly don't really know.
See, if it wasn't for the drive-through penalty, Jake Saber would have got that hands down.
Well, you know what? It still could be him. I mean,
he'll get the Codemasters driver of the day. But I really think because that penalty he picked up is one of those ones that he could have easily avoided if he paid attention to his delta, and that's where that is like a little bit unforgiving. But then you can't ignore the fact that his performance today has been amazing. He made the moves before the guys crashed out.
Right.
So his 14 places he's moved up right now, which will be 15 after he makes this move on DXT Matty, has been earned, not given, if you get me. Like Laquita Jaja, you could say some were earned and others were given. But
right.
Jake Saber definitely earned every one of those 15 places. So I am on a fence because I can't see anybody else who I can say has had a fantastic race.
You guys, really quickly, I believe Vedran's just overtaken Bo for that P2 spot at the moment.
Oh no, it's been a back and forth battle because Vedran had second for a while, so Bo did move up and then move back down. So, but Bo will go again. But Vedran's got so much ERS.
And you know what? Vedran, was it Vedran around? What was it? It was one of the tracks. I think it might have been Vedran who just stored his ERS for the entire race, and it was absolutely mental with like 90% ERS for the majority of his race. Never used it.
Wasn't that Singapore when we would commentate on tier 2?
It might have been. I don't know if it was Vedran or not.
No, it would have been Singapore because you raced Singapore.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be Singapore because you raced that. Which I've got to say, you actually did it quite well there for someone who's just jumped into the race without having a proper setup and everything or practice.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As the XT Matty right now seems to be the closest person to another driver at the moment. Yeah.
But he's DXT Matty's lost so much ground recently, so he lost to Jake Saber a few laps earlier. With that
and Valkyo's actually spun.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he has.
Well, he's facing the right way now, and he's got Ghost who's trying to unlap himself.
And why is Ghost trying to battle him right now?
Ghost is trying to unlap himself. That's all he's trying to do.
Valkyo, allow it, mate.
There's no point battling the Valkyrie. If he's faster than you, let him go for it.
What is going on?
Valkyrie did not give Ghost the space there. I have no idea what's going on with Valkyrie. He's never normally like this.
No. Oh, maybe it might be his tires. You know what? Yeah, guys, he's on 26 lap old hards.
Yeah, but it still shouldn't be sneaking like as much as he is doing.
I get what you're saying. I'm talking more about him slipping and sliding around and him spinning earlier.
Yeah, those tires have gone a bit bold, and it's the track is a bit greasier or slippier than before. This would be where you will put the inters on, but we've got one lap remaining. There's no point in doing that. But then he is slipping all over the place. It's like I'm either waiting for punches to happen or into proper spin out.
I'm watching it. I'm waiting for it. If it does happen, you see him having to correct himself over and over again here with that steering wheel. This is where I tend to slip a little bit. Was able to make it hold for now.
He's going really slow because Bertrand's managed to close down 2 seconds in half a lap.
And I think he should be good from here on out. Finishing the race in P1. Do keep in mind there might be some reporting done later on today, but looks like Valkyo will win the race here in Brazil.
Yeah. And Vedran managed to hold off Bo right to the last bit there because Bo was on the rampage. Now, obviously, there could be things coming in place for our race winner for now, but we will need to get these interviews done soon because we're waiting for the last couple of drivers. So Laquita Jar Jar is crossed the line. We've got Ghost and Rappold waiting for them to come across. Rappold has had a fair recovery drive from the early offing and losing his wing. Ghost is a bit slidey as they come around the final corners. There goes Ghost. And automatic reset to track because of the way Brazil is. Brazil's one of those circuits that actually forces a reset to track when you go too far. When you go into too far in the infield, it automatically does. So, off race standings. So Jake Saber getting driver of the day. You know what? I'm going to agree with it. Jake did deserve it. You've done a fantastic job coming from the very back. Made one major error, but still got a good result in the end of the day. And no dance from Valkyo, just a little skip.
Hello.
Hello, Vedran. Just give us a moment while we finish off the standings, and we'll get straight onto the interviews. So we've got Valkyo in first, Vedran in second, Bo in third, Jake Saber in fourth, DXT Matty in fifth. We've got Phoenix in sixth, Umbra in seventh, Josh Bacon in eighth, Rappold in ninth. We've got Ghost in 10th, and finishing off the finishers is Laquita Jaja in 11th. So non-finishers are Jamie, Non-Human, Freedom, Japoa, Dixie Anthony, Dixie Homer, Wild Gamer, Molotore, and Liam. Right.
I just have a question for you.
Yes.
What happened to Valkyo on the last lap? I closed up.
His tires were gone.
Oh.
He was nesting, he was sliding all over the place.
Okay.
Fastest lap going to Freedom, although because he's a non-finisher that he will not get the extra point. So let's you're part of that, and we'll go in. So I don't think we've got Bo in the party.
I did,
Did,
but
did you invite
he's
Bo?
not
Did
in
you?
here.
Did you invite him?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Alright, so if he's not here,
Yeah.
we'll crack on with the other interviewees. So first interviewee is going to be with. I can hear a lot of background noise.
You got an airplane in the back.
Yeah, sorry for that.
It sounds like someone cleaning up. That's what it sounds like to me. No worries. So we're going to start with Vedran. Now you had one of those races again where you were taking making overtakes left, right, and centre. How did you feel the race went for yourself?
I held the position on the start and made a move on human. And then the bad things started to happen. I got held up in the pits because the Ferraris were double stacking, and that really held me up quite a bit. And on the restart I wanted to pass one of the Ferraris and dived up the inside, and it didn't go as planned, so I half spinned, I think. And then I saw a Williams spinning and it put me off, so again I had a half spin and I lost quite a few positions because of that. And then from there on I just made the moves from P11 to P2, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant performance from yourself for the recovery drives. The incident with the spun Williams did take a lot of drivers by surprise. So yeah, you weren't the only one on that one.
I tried to escape, but I went off track and there's not much grip there, so yeah.
Yeah, you did absolutely fantastic job. Now, the tyre strategy, did that go down to plan?
No.
No. So
I just reacted to the guys in front for the first pit stop, and for the second pit stop it was the same, so I just reacted because I had no practice. And then my strategy was to stick in the DRS with the quicker guys like Dara and Bo, and follow this strategy, to be honest.
Absolutely brilliant. Now,
and congratulations to Ralkio, great job.
Well, we'll come to him in a moment. We've got some very juicy questions for him in a minute. So, Carlos, have you got any questions? Sorry.
No, just want to go ahead and congratulate you today. You know, I know strategy was difficult. I know you guys just touched upon that. I was just reading up on some things in the Discord really quick, so I don't really have many questions for you. Just congratulations.
Is there anything else you need to say, veterans, before we switch over to Valkyo?
I can't remember what I wanted to say.
I'm so sorry for that. But no, fantastic race today, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Good to see you.
I remember now.
Oh, God.
It's a second podium in my second race in Tier 1, so last time out it was a win, now it's P2, so...
Oh, so it's P...
A good performance.
Is it going to be P3 next week, is it?
We'll see.
Well, no, you've had... Like, we've seen you come up into Tier 2 for the Singapore race, and you showed dominance there with your pace. Obviously,
no,
it
was Russia.
It was
Singapore.
Russia. It was Russia.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you in Singapore.
Singapore, I crashed out because of the internet.
But you had good pace.
I was P2, I think.
Yeah, you absolutely you had brilliant pace, and that was what I passed that on to it. And it's good to see you up into Tier 1 where you belong.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over to Ralkio, dead quick. Mr. Smug, tell us, how do you feel your race went?
You know, it went to plan. It's my last league race on the game, so it was very enjoyable. Good way to end the game off. Had a couple of battles, which was nice. Apart from that, I can't really think of anything else, I suppose.
So, you say it went to plan. Did you plan to take over those 2 cars under yellow flag conditions?
What do you mean?
Well, you were spotted on the safety car restart while it was still under yellow flags, overtaking 2 cars.
Nah.
Well, yeah.
Well, everyone's going full speed, right to the line, like... You know, it's just I had a better exit, I suppose.
Maybe. Well, obviously, it was spotted, and it kind of caused a little bit of shakiness for some drivers further down the line. But we'll leave that to the stewards if it is passed over to them. You had again another race as usual, starting out at the front, battled a few people, and then kind of just stayed out in front for a while. Did the pit strategy go to exact plan?
Yep. Like going into the pits, I saw Bo, he made a mistake. He was like going to stay out, but last minute he pulled into the pits and got a 5-second pen. And he went to mediums as well from like lap 10, which I knew wouldn't go to the end. So it was just going to hards and just saving them really, just not spinning.
And then what happened at the last couple of laps? We've seen like you're slowing down.
I was just having some fun.
Including pushing another car off the track.
Oh no, that was fun. I was laughing. We were in a party, and like we were having a good fight. You know, he's my cousin, and we were having like a fight.
So Ghost is your cousin.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I didn't know that you was having a laugh, but from our view, it looked like you forced him off track because he tried to unlap himself.
No, we were just trying to do side by side for the whole lap, basically. Didn't really work.
No, it didn't. Not especially when you decided to try and push him off the track at turn 4. But no, a very good pace again, Valkyo. It's unfortunate you're not going to be at Abu Dhabi then.
Yeah, I just can't bother.
But I'm sure that you won't be missed. I'm joking. No, any questions for Carlos?
Hey Rocky, I just want to say congrats on the win. You say the strategy went exactly to plan. I don't know if my volume just went all the way down. Hello. You say the strategy went exactly to plan. We had 2 safety cars and unexpected rain. How exactly did you plan that out? Like, what was your idea? Your thought process to it? You know, I mean, you ended the race on, I want to say, maybe 28 lap hards. We're slipping and sliding, but you say it was fun. So I want to have your take on it.
Yeah, so like it was very cloudy the whole race, as you can see, and people like stayed out thinking it would rain. But I was looking at, like, you could see the forecast for the race. It was always going to be cloudy, but it wouldn't be enough for inters. So I knew that just to stick to the hards and hope that it wouldn't go to inters conditions.
Gotcha. Well, huge congrats. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to join us for next week, but it's been a pleasure covering you all season long. You know, you've been able to perform everywhere you've gone, and it's been really a lot of fun interviewing you and hearing your interesting responses.
And his very squeaky accent. Thank you very much, Arkia, for the entertainment. It has been good. Obviously, we are winding up next week at Abu Dhabi. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations to all the drivers today who finished the race. That was actually a fantastic performance from all of them. Well done to our podium three, Bo, Redran and Valkyo, and congratulations to Jake Saber for getting the driver of the day for an absolute stellar performance, starting from the back and getting up to 4th. With one major error, that's it. But yeah, join us next week at Abu Dhabi, same time, and for our season finale. Hopefully we might have Amar make an appearance, and if he wins, he might take the championship. if he does take part. But until then, guys, good night.